Hey there, what's going on? David Lamoureux here. I'm excited about doing this video. How would you like to learn about the 5 attributes of a leader and how to identify the leaders on your team? Okay, so in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some of my notes from the seminar that we had with our special guest speaker at our company event down in Cancun with Eric Worre. Do you know who Eric Worre is? If you don't, you need to look him up. He could change your life like he's changed mine. I was so happy and grateful that I got to run into him right by the pool whenever we were playing volleyball. And I just met him. He was a cool dude. And he took a picture with me. And if you scroll down further on my Facebook wall, then you'll actually see what he looks like. And I recommend that you look him up because he's got some great stuff out there. He's put out a couple of different books. And he went from a guy that went I believe he had 18 different jobs by the time he was 21, and now he's a millionaire. So he is a self-made millionaire, and you should look him up. So here are 5 attributes of a leader that you could take on yourself, and also here are these 5 attributes so that you can learn how to identify the leaders on your team and also how to grow those attributes in your team. Okay. So how would you like to have stronger leadership yourself and also be able to cultivate stronger leadership in your team? That's why I'm sharing these tips with you, okay? So here are the 5 attributes of leadership from Eric Worre. Number 1, leaders are independent, okay? Leaders don't wait for others to start. They take ownership and they start themselves, all right? So here's where it gets real for you. Are you somebody that where you wait for somebody to create something before you do something, before you start, before you take action? If you are, then maybe you need to stop that and to actually take ownership and say, no, I'm going to be independent. I'm going to take ownership of this thing and I'm going to do this whether or not my teammate, my support, my friend does this with me or not. Leaders are independent, okay? So that's number 1. Number 2, leaders are problem solvers. All right. Do you know anybody that whenever, like, let's say there's somebody at work or your job and you've got a problem arises and they just say, well, that stinks. And then they go on to something else, or, or do they figure out a way to solve that problem? Okay. If that's you, then congratulations. That is a leadership trait, an attribute of a leader. And I would recommend that you continue as a leader to solve more problems. And quick tip, by the way, how do you raise your income? How do you get a raise at your job? How do you create time freedom? How do you bring more help to people in the marketplace? You solve more problems. That's it. So making money should never be confusing. It should never be a confusing process. Like, how do I make money? Oh my gosh, I wish that people would just give me more money. Well, no, it doesn't work like that. Money is exchanged for the solving of a problem. So in order for you to raise the level of your income, raise the level of your value, you have to find out how to solve more problems. Okay? That's number 2. They are problem solvers. Number 3, leaders are consistent. This is a big one. Here's a big one. There was a training call of Friday, a free coaching Friday with Ray Higdon a couple of weeks ago. And somebody asked him what was his number 1 marketing tip. And he said, be more consistent. Okay. People are looking at you whenever you do anything. And if you're somebody that goes from one thing to another, to another, to another, we call that the shiny object syndrome. Then who can trust you? Who is going to follow you? Not that many people. So you have to find something that you're excited about, that you're passionate about, that you can get behind and be consistent with it. Okay. You have to consistently show up in the marketplace, and that puts off leadership. That also tells people that they can trust you. Okay. So that's number 3. Be consistent. Leaders have consistency. And so you need to have a baseline of consistency for your life and for your business. Okay. It doesn't have to be mad dog crazy, but it needs to be something. It needs to be consistent. All right. So number 4, big vision. Leaders have vision. Okay. Whenever you're in a group, notice this. I start to notice this. Who among your circle of friends talks about their problems, their past, and their things that are keeping them from moving forward? All right. And so as you start to listen for those things, you can start to identify those that let situations keep them from moving forward, because what you focus on gets bigger. What's going on, Matthew? What's going on, Curtis? Good to see y'all on here. If you are getting some value from this video, from these tips, then be sure and let me know which one of these is your favorite. And by the way, if you would like the rest of my notes from the Eric Worre convention, then feel free to let me know and I will send you my entire notes from that seminar. Okay. So number 4, big vision. Okay. Talk about where you're going. Speak to your clients or your prospects, future self. That's how you install leadership into others. Okay. This is where I see you going. This is where I see us going. This is where I see this going. And people will follow you as you project your vision, okay? Because we all know that where there is a lack of vision, that people begin to perish. It's kind of like The Walking Dead, all right? Do you have people at your job where they just show up every day? They don't seem to be going anywhere. You just show up, you clock in, you do your thing, then you go home and you repeat the whole process over again. How many of you out there like that, that you know people like that? Okay, those are like The Walking Dead. They don't have much vision for where they're going. They're just going through the routine of life. I don't know about you, but I don't want to do that. I feel like that's settling for less than my potential whenever I do that. So over 3 years ago, I said no more. I found an incredible opportunity. It's a side project that I'm working on in the biohacking industry, and I'm excited about where this thing is going. So shameless plug, if you want to know what I'm doing to make more money online from home, then feel free to reach out to me and let me know. I would love to hear from you, and I'd love to share with you some information to see if we would be a good fit to work together. Okay, so that's number 4. Leadership. Leaders have big vision. Okay. Number 5. Leaders create action. All right. Leaders find out a way to create action out of thin air, just like that. All right. They are not people that's kind of like number 1. They're not people that are dependent on others to take action. And so in order for you to take on this leadership trait and to grow into your leadership, you have to learn how to create action without other people poking and prodding you to get started. Okay. Do you want to change your life? If you do, you need to take action. Yes, you have to learn. Yes, you have to be a student, but you have to take what you've learned and implement it. There are too many people out there, and I hope you're not one of them. If you are, it's okay, because I've been like this too. But there's a lot of people out there where they just learn to learn to learn to learn, and they never do any action with that learning. Okay. So if you want to change your life, you have to invest, learn, and teach. Or another way to look at it is learn, do, and teach. Okay, so take what you've learned, do it, create that action, get people engaged. And as you get people engaged, as you create that action, your fears and other fears will go away. And that is also what creates momentum for your business, for your team, and for your life. So honestly, guys, I'm on this continual high of life right now, because I recently just got back from the Cancun trip where I met with and was able to rub shoulders with high-level, high-paid networkers from all over the U.S. and got to meet some of my heroes like Eric Worre, and just got to rub shoulders with these awesome, incredible other biohackers. And we're just doing life, and I'm super excited about the blessing and the opportunity to go and change my life and help change your life as well too. So I help busy people to create a leveraged source of income and a laptop lifestyle without having to sell their souls in order to do that. So if you want to know more about how you can make extra money from home, then feel free to let me know and I will share you over some info. Or if you would like to get the rest of my notes on this Eric Worre seminar, then just let me know and I'll send it over to you. No questions asked. Okay, you have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.